Yes. So we today we just discuss about some basic idea about illuminating lamps. Okay. Basically, just one moment. Okay, so when we are designing, you can understand that illumination is directly related to that irradiance. Okay, irradiance means what per meters means how much power will be converted to the illuminating means converted to the light energy. Okay, per meter per unit square. Okay, that is very important. Okay, so when we are going to design the reflector, okay, reflector or sometimes different lamps are there. Okay, you know that some of the time the lamp's face is not visible from your end. Okay, suppose dim lighting, and how is it possible? Totally based on that reflector. Okay, reflector or which medium the light is coming out. Okay, to your system. Okay, everything is related based on that nature of that surface. Okay, so you know the very basic properties of that light energy, or that incident angle equal to reflection angle. Okay, so for the smooth surface. Okay, so if the lights are there, so reflector means how the lights are converging. Okay, suppose you are only pointing out. Okay, you are only pointing focused for a points. Okay, the light is coming from that end to that points. Okay, directly it is coming that end. Okay, so what happened? So you are preparing. Okay, you are preparing, or you are doing the surface such a manner. You are designing the such a manner. So it should be the smooth surface. Okay, suppose directly without any changes of their line. Okay, so but sometimes what happen, you are also getting the light should be distributed in the well manner throughout the room. How is it possible? Okay, that only possible with the uneven surface. Only it can be observed for the uneven surface. Suppose light energy directly coming here, you can see it's a smooth surface. Okay, directly lights are coming here and reflecting back. If it is normal 90-degree, directly reflecting back to the same directions. But if it is in porous surface means uneven surface, so light is emitting here but reflecting in different directions. Okay, so these all are the very important features. Okay, so while designing the lighting, you know that you can see different ad is coming in our TV. So that they're dimming the light through that smartphones. Okay, so suppose directly app based controlling. Okay, so you are giving the response, giving the signal. Okay, to that through the router, or that through the protocol. Okay, net protocol. So directly based on that response, it is changing. Okay, it is working. So based on the surface, you can see the reflections happen. Okay, so here you can see that reflecting factors are there. Different surface made, I mean the ratio. So reflected light by the incident light. Okay, so based on the surface, only you can decide. For the smooth surface, both will be the same. If it is not smooth, though, it will be different. Okay, different arrangement you can see over here. So some of the you can see different types of holder. Okay, so light is there. Okay, so suppose source of light is there and it is holding. Okay, so holders are there, how they are reflecting. Suppose this is pointed light. Okay, so at that point you can see the point source of the light. Okay, here you can understand point source of the light. Now what happened, directly there is a medium. Okay, so some medium is there inside of that lamp. Okay, so this is covering of the lamp. This is lamp. Okay, so directly it is coming. Okay, from that source. Okay, directly coming from the source. There is and you can see some medium is there. What happened in this medium? The refractions are there. Okay, so here you can see the refractions are there. Okay, so different directions. So this straight line is coming here and directly refracted to that path. Okay, so directly in it is coming, and some of the portions from that light energy, so it's your covering. Okay, covering of the light. Okay, that is coming back to that point. So through the refraction, not the reflection. Okay, so from that points, what happened? You know, there is a, again some reflecting surface is there. From that points, again it is reflecting. Okay, so some of the light may be coming to that dispersion. Okay, they enter to the surface. Okay, mounting surface, enter to the mounting surface of that light source. Okay, then what happened? Internal reflection is there. From that internal reflection, directly it is coming back the pending energy. Okay, that pending energy to that refracting surface. When it is coming back, automatically it will be automatically you can see it will be again refracted. Okay, so you'll get the full source of light. Okay, so similar type of process is happened here. Okay, so happened here for what type of reflecting, what type of holders are there, what type of reflecting surface are there for your illuminating sources. Okay, so different shapes you can see here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 shapes are there. Okay, so based on their availability of that source. Okay, and it can be changed. Okay, and it can be directly, you know, that light energy will be directly distributed throughout the environment. Okay, so means suppose you are doing here for room lighting scheme. Okay, for the for that what we are doing for that. So suppose you are doing for hospital lighting. Okay, so their intensity will be different. If you do have, if you want to design for stadium lighting, their intensities are different. Okay, so based on their requirement, you can arrange it. Okay, as per the requirement, you can arrange them. Okay, so lighting schemes. Okay, what are the different types of lighting scheme based on that availability of the light, and it can be can be classified 5 types. So the first one is the direct lighting, indirect lighting. Direct lighting means directly light is coming from the source without having any barrier. Means what type of barrier? Lighting barrier. Means there is no diffractions. Okay, direct light is coming out from that source. Okay, indirect lighting. Okay, then semi-direct. So both direct and indirect are combining. Then semi-indirect. Okay, so that's process are there. Then general diffusion system. Okay, general diffusing system. So total 5 steps are there, 5 types of lighting is there. Okay, that is very important. You can do it. It's very simple thing, but some question may comes. What are the different types of lighting schemes are there? Suppose that portion is simple. Another portion is there. Okay, different sources of illuminating light. Okay, so that also coming tungsten filament lamp, then carbon filament lamp, then sodium vapor lamp, mercury vapor lamp. How the generations are changing. Okay, so based on the generations, okay, the different sources of lights are available, and based on their availability, some short notes may come at the time of NSEM. Okay, like that. Okay, so this simple thing, but informative. Okay, so here you can see the downward 60% lights are coming. Okay, from this one direct. Okay, downward 60%. So this is direct lighting. Okay, direct lighting means holders are there and all the lights are coming here. Okay, directly it is coming, direct lighting. So again it is indirect, means directs are there as well as some splitter also there. So that is a reflector. So it can be reflected other directions also. Okay, sometimes what happen, why direct lighting, we are avoiding direct lighting? So the intensity of light is sometimes so high, so that can affect to our eye. Okay, that's a we are sometimes we are if it is not required so much, so we can change it. But for that OT, operation theater, okay, so there are different single dome, double dome, multiple dooms lights are there. Okay, and their intensity is very high. Okay, and for that portions only workplace they are only illuminating. Okay, focusing them, and it should be considered only that workplace. Okay, so based on your requirement, you can design it. So a lot of illuminations companies are there. Okay, suppose you know that Philips, Surya. Okay, then another one is that I am not able to Starling. Okay, so different companies are there. Those are working in this field. Okay, then So they are working in this field and they are very much successful about it. So generation of changing of the lights. Okay, then that we are talking about different vapor lamp. After that, CFL has came. Okay, fluorescent lamp, CFL. So CFL fluorescent lamp, that's different. Okay, so sizing difference, wattage difference. Then the LED has came. Okay, so gradually it is coming to our picture. Okay, day by day. From the lighting, okay, this form of lighting, the lights from the soils, okay, the lights from the source falls directly on the object, okay, directly on the object or the surface to be illuminated, okay, surface to be illuminated with the help of the shades and the globes, with the help of the shades and the globes, okay, and the reflectors of the various types. So as per the types of reflectors, the lighting means it will be distributed. Okay, most of the light is directed in the lower hemisphere. Okay, most of the light is directed in the lower hemisphere. Okay, if you consider big spheres, so only we are bothered or concerned about the lower hemisphere. Okay, not full sphere. Okay, so if we consider full sphere, so how do we mount them? So it is not possible. So only for the lower, but you can see for the garden lighting. Okay, garden lighting, that mounting portion is not upper one, bottom one is mounting. Okay, so it is open type. Okay, so it will be spreading throughout the place. So you can see that it's so much, so not it's not so much prominent as well as not so much dim. Okay, that is mounted in reverse manner. Okay. Also the brilliant source light kept out of the direct line of visions. Okay, direct light of vision means where you want to see that object. Okay, you know that light energy means it is reflected from the particle. That's why you are visible. Okay, light energy means suppose why what we can see. Okay, if you can see the sun. Okay, so searchlight is reflected by the particles in our environment. That's why we can see the line of the searchlight or line of the torch. Okay, so that directions we can only see. Okay, direct illuminated. Okay, direct illuminations by lamp in suitable reflectors can be supplemented by the standard or the back or the bracket lamp. Okay, on the desk on the additional pendant fitting over the counters. Okay, you know that for different examples they are giving for the counter. Suppose you bus counter, you know that some railway counter, you can see some pendant. It is mounting some of the huge chains are there. It is mounting the lights are there. Right now, it's not most of the thing is not visible, but it was there only few years back. But it's another structure. Okay. Then bucket lamps means on the desk you can see that you can only focus about to your book or copies. Okay, not your eye. Okay, so you can see buckets means light is inside. Okay, that light is not directly visible from your eye, but it concentrate. Okay, but it's concentrate the area of objects. Okay, where you want to study or where you want to work. So and it is not so much prominent, that also reflected, you know, the surface of your book is uneven. Okay, so what happens, so directly it's not reflected and affect your eyes. Okay, so it is scattered. Okay, the surface is uneven, so light energy after reflection it is scattered and you can easily gun through it. Okay, so based on that requirement, you should arrange it. Okay. Then what happened? The fundamental points. Okay, the fundamental points or the remembering is the planning any lighting installations. Okay, is that the sufficient and sufficiently uniform lights that I'm telling. Sufficient light should be there and sufficiently uniform light. Otherwise, humans' eyes will be affected. Okay, so provided the working of the reading plane. So working and reading plane, that mental concentration is very important. So if all the things are varying different, so breaking of our mindset. Okay, after breaking or hampering of a mindset means we are not able to do the work in very concentrated manner. Okay, that's why it is important enough. For this purpose, Okay, for this purpose, the lamps of the suitable size have to so located and furnished with such fittings as give the correct degree and the distributions of the illuminations at the required place. Okay, so we can see. Moreover, the important to keep the lamps and the fitting clean, otherwise the decrease of the effective illumination. So definitely irradiance will be reduced if it is not dust particles are there. There is a segregations of the specifications of the what is called, this is called uh, sedimentations of the dust particles. Okay, there is a layer of the dust particles. Definitely it scattered the light. Okay, that particle will be reflect the light. Okay, something refracted, scattered the light in one time. Okay, so efficiency gradually decreasing. That's another issue, that dust issue, the rigorous cleaning. Okay, so which one is that better? Okay, so that you have to find out which type of light energy sources of light is better to work in this condition. Suppose industry work, okay, lot of pollutions. All the time the dust particles are money, fly ashes, dust particles are already there in your environment. So definitely it will be deposited some of the places of your lights as it is in top. So air will be there and stuck there. So automatically that will be reduced. So how do you get the efficiency and that man and these conditions? That should be your study. Okay. So the reflectors may amount of 15 to 25% in office and domestic lighting, more industrial areas results of few weeks neglects. Okay, so that's why you are using reflectors. Okay, whatever lights are coming, so you are accumulating all the light in the same direction, so same place to illuminate that respective area. Okay, I hope you are able to understand. Then indirect lighting, that we are talking about direct lighting. Where direct. Hello, Moto. Just for a minute. So that's why we are going for indirect lighting. Okay, sometimes indirect lighting means you can see direct light source are there. There is bare light source. Okay, so dust particle are just repeatedly there sedimented or deposited to the surface of that light. So okay, so then what happens? Automatically their efficiency goes down. So that's why the covering is required. Okay, that's the basic motivations for indirect lighting. But the problem is the diffusions, okay, refractions. Okay, so somehow you have to arrange the light. Okay, their efficiency should not be reduced. Okay, if it is reduced, but reduction will be not so much, the reduction value is not so much prominent with your normal efficiency. Okay, so that's why you have to arrange it for the indirect lighting. So what happened, 60%, it was in your direct lighting upper portion, you can see it was 60%. downward distribution 60%. Now you can see upward distribution is 80%, downward distribution is 0%. Means directly that open in case of direct lighting, what happened? The open portion is your bottom side, but here you can see open portion is your above, not bottom, top side. Okay. In the form of lighting, light does not reach the surface directly from the source. Okay, so that's why it is called indirect. But what is the motivations for indirect? I hope you are able to understand. Suppose you are connecting a light source, okay, just above of a oven. Okay, then you know that vaporization is there. It may be your domestic oven, means in home kitchen. Okay, so vaporization of oils are there, so that can spreaded your lamps. Okay, now chimneys are there, but still I am talking about the real examples. Okay, same thing also happened for other ovens. Vaporization is problem. Okay, directly it is coming and sedimented surface. So your option is that indirect lighting. Whatever things are coming 0%, it is there downward. Most of the things are coming upward, and downward some diffusions are there. Okay, not diffusion, refraction, some light may come. Okay, so source by indirectly by diffusion reflections, diffuse reflections. The lamps are either placed behind a cornice, okay, cornice or the suspended, okay, opaque bowels. Okay, in both cases the silver reflectors, okay, silver, why silver reflectors? Mercury reflectors 100% reflection rate. Okay, which is corrugated for eliminating the uh, striations in place of the beneath of the lamps. Okay, so whatever reflector you are using, 100% reflection rate. Okay, light is coming, then there is a reflector reflecting, 100% coming to your workplace. Okay, that's the benefit. Here you can see different arrangement of indirect lighting. That your office tube, okay, office fluorescent lamp. You can see if you go to that. Now most of the cases using the false ceiling. Okay, these kinds of thing you are not able to see. Okay, so in banks, normally, especially bank, you can see like previously office. Okay, now we're using false ceiling directly. These kinds of lights we are not giving. Okay, so some light will be there, direct, indirect, both possibilities are there. Okay, from that end. So what we can say from this study, in this way, okay, in this way, the maximum light is shown towards on the ceiling, from which the distributed all over the room by diffuse reflections. Okay, so you can see by diffuse reflections throughout the room. Even the gradient of the light on the ceiling is secured by careful adjustment of the positions. Careful adjustment of the positions and the number of lamps. Okay, what will be the number of lamps? That calculation will be there. Okay, the continuations of the subjects. Okay, so calculations, total number of lamps for your that you know, that open space lighting or corridor lighting, classroom lighting, okay, stadium lighting. In the cornice and the bowel shape lighting, bowel fittings are generally suspended above the 3/4 height of the room. Okay, so 3/4 height of the room. And in the case of the cornice lighting, the frizz curve profile aids and throwing the light out of the light into the room by illuminated. Okay, since the indirect lighting whole of the light of the working plane is received by the diffuse reflection, it is important to keep the fitting clean. Okay, so whatever fittings it should be clean. Okay, but if it is total directly source of light, so cleaning of the light is difficult. Okay, sometimes if permanent stains are there, so you are, then what you need to do, you directly replace the illuminating light. So for indirect lighting, what happen? You can change the fittings. Okay, new fitting, new setup, bottom path you can connect over there. Okay, so no problem with changing of this one. Okay, changing of the light is more costly instead of changing of the fittings. Okay. One of the main characteristics, okay, one of the main characteristics of the indirect lighting, okay, is that it provides the shadow less illuminations. Okay, so shadowless illumination you are getting, which is very useful for drawing office. Okay, drawing office means when you are doing some engineering drawing, that time we are instructed. Okay, I don't know that you are recalling all those days, your first year days of engineering. I don't know. That strictly instructed that there should not be any shadow. Okay, when you are drawing. Okay, you are making drawing, so there should not be shadow. So there is a chances for mismatch that points. Okay, then compositions rooms, the workshop especially where the large machines and other obstructions would cast troublesome shadows, direct lighting were used. Okay, if direct lighting, direct shadows will be there, but here no direct shadows. Basically directly light is not reflected to your object. Okay, directly it is reflected to the reflector, and reflector spreading the light throughout the room. That's the okay. However, many people find purely indirect lighting flat, monotonous, and even depressive. Okay, most of the users demand 50 to 100% more light at their working place by indirect lighting than the direct lighting. However, for the appreciating relief and the certain portion of the direct lighting is essential. That's why we go for direct indirect lighting both in the same compositions as per our demand. So now if you go to the bank, you can see not the indirect lighting. Okay, instead of your inside of your false ceiling, you can see direct indirect lighting. So lights are there, some of the portions are open, some of the portions are reflected. So you can see it's covered by the reflector. So both the conditions has been fulfilled. Okay, so here you can see that semi-direct system. Okay, where distributions is upward 30%, downward is 45%. How it will look like that? That shapes are there semi-direct. All the cases you can see semi-direct. Okay, that I'm talking about it. This system utilize the luminaries which send most of the light downward directly on the working plane, but a considerable amount of reach to ceiling and the wall also. Okay, both the purpose has been solved. Okay. The division is usually 30% upward and 45% downward. Such a system is best suited to the room with high ceiling where the light level is uniformly distributed illuminated is desirable. Glare in such units is avoided by using the diffusing globes, which not only improve the brightness towards the eye level but improve the efficiency of the system with the reference of the working plane. Okay, so by that way we can understand. Okay, so how we can enhance the quality of our lights. Now semi-indirect lighting. Okay, so you know the downwards 10%, upwards 75%. So you put the inverted indirect light. Okay, you can see total, you can see the arrangement, it's look like inverted positions. All the things, the light, right, all the things are in lamps as well as fluorescent lights. All are connected in inverted way. Semi-indirect, uh, translucent plastic bowels. Okay, so semi-inverted. Okay, some of the portions are open. That's why it is called. So plastic bowels are there. Okay, so this is your fluorescent lamp. It also semi-indirect. In this system, which in fact the compromise between the first two system. Okay, direct and indirect. The light is partly receive the diffuse reflection, partly the direct from the source. Okay, so how much percentage are varying? Okay, based on that you are getting so semi-direct to semi-indirect. Okay, first one was direct, second one was indirect. Now you are changing the percentage of combining both the lights and you are changing the percentage. Okay, how much you are want to getting downwards and upwards, mix up both of them. Such a system therefore eliminates the objections, okay, objections of the indirect lighting mentioned above. Instead of using that opaque bowels with the reflectors, translucent bowels without reflectors are used. Okay, reflectors are not directly used, so you are using the lamp directly. Most of the lights is as before directed upwards. Okay, so where it is directed upwards, okay, to the ceiling, okay, to the ceiling for diffuse reflections, and the rest reaches the work plane directly expected from the observation by the bowl. So some of the portions are coming from the bowel, okay, basically some refractions, and rest of the portions, that as the bowel is faced, okay, the light is directly faced to the ceiling, so directly coming from that side and go to the ceiling, and from the ceiling it is refracted, sorry, this reflected, okay, reflection is there, okay, from the reflections, as their uneven surface, though it will be distributed in equal manner throughout the room, okay, most of the cases, okay, and you will get that one. General diffusing system, okay, so you can see the structure of the how it will be look like. So 40% upward, 40% downward, 50-50 more or less, okay, and you can see the general diffusion. So lamps are there, so some portions of the lamp is covered, and partial portion of the lamp is covered, and rest of the portion is uncovered. Okay, so here you can see that fittings, that you know that initially that banks, post office having this type of fittings. Okay, so you can see the light, but it is separated, spreaded by the what? Spreaded by through reflectors. Okay, from the reflectors you can increase the intensity of the light. Okay, directly reflecting from the light, and more light you can see. Okay, that all types of things are discussed. Okay, then next portion we'll discuss in my previous next class. Okay, so illumination required the different purposes. What are the purposes? Everything that I am talking about in my next classes. Okay, next classes means Monday. Okay, Monday our class time is 2:15. I think so. It will be starting in between 2:15 to 2:30. Okay. Okay, so if you have any queries, you can ask me. So we can conclude today's session, and in next class we will discuss. We can complete the session. Okay. If you have any query, you can ask me.